This is a study from Cornell University, basically found out that the more you pay for your food, the better you think it tastes. Yeah. Brian Wansink, who is the Ph.D. and co-author of the study, he said, we were surprised by the results, especially we found that pricing has little impact on how much one eats, but a huge impact on how one interprets the experiences. And then a little methodology for you. The researchers offered 139 diners all-you-can-eat buffet at an upscale Italian restaurant for either $4 or $8.
Both extremely cheap, by the way.
Pretty cheap, yeah. Pretty good off the bat. You're doing okay. Though the diners ate the same food and the same amount of food, those who paid $8 rated their meal an average of 11% higher. The $4 diners were more likely to feel guilty that they've overeaten. I mean, this is kind of fascinating.
This is interesting, but I question the pricing that they decided on for this, because I think about, all right, am I going to feel like the food is better quality if I paid $8 for it as opposed to $4 for it? Yeah, because $4 is incredibly little
I talk about this
for a meal.
With sushi, right? So I like sushi, and I always think it's funny when people go, I don't want to go there, it costs too much. Like, it's sushi. Do you want to get cheap sushi?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Go to a sushi buffet? Are you shitting me?
Well, they sell sushi at 7-Eleven.
Oh, it's fantastic.
So good.
It's fantastic.
It's the best,
I think I had a hoof in mine. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Really quick, though, I just want to make a really quick point about pricing, because I wonder how the results would change if you started talking about upscale dining. So let's say you're going to a restaurant where it's over $100 for two people, right? Combined. I think at that point you're going to be a lot more critical of the cuisine. And so look, this is total anecdotal evidence, right? But last weekend I took my mom out for her birthday. I wanted to take her somewhere nice, and it was like upscale dining, whatever. And I was insanely critical. I'm like, I don't know, this is an arm and a leg. Is it going to really taste that good? No, this is not that great. It's not worth the money. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wonder about that.
They've done studies where restaurants purposely, when the price of lobster goes down, they don't put the price down because they don't want people to think that they're somehow getting cheaper, not cost-wise, but sort of worse meat. But an interesting piece was written by James Surecki in The New Yorker, and he talks about this paradox. He says, high prices become an important part of a lobster's image, and with many luxury goods, expense is closely linked to enjoyment. Studies have shown that people prefer inexpensive wines in blind taste tests, but they actually get more pleasure from drinking wine they are told is expensive. If lobster was priced like chicken, we might enjoy it less. It's a surprisingly complex attempt to both respond to and shape what customers want. I think this is particularly interesting with the wine thing, right?
Yeah,
because
of course.
it is, I don't know how anyone, there's a difference between $2 Chuck at Trader Joe's and, like a $6 bottle, because $2 Chuck is just that bad.
Yeah.
And I think they've even said it's technically not even wine. It's like,
really?
It's something else. It's actually technically something else, but I don't know that you could tell the difference. Could you tell the difference between a $15 bottle and a $100 bottle?
I've been at a guy who's, I go to dinner often with this guy who's a big wine nut, and so he'll do that. Like, he'll bring a really expensive bottle, and quite often the less expensive bottle I like better on my tongue than the more expensive bottle. And sometimes the more things age, it turns. Anyway, yes, your point is definitely correct. I think that works with the wine, but at lobster, there's no way chicken can ever taste as good as lobster does with butter on it, right? You put a little butter on a little, or some crab with butter. What is that about butter and crab?
Well,
chicken
butter,
would
man.
Never.
Butter.
Yeah.
Butter.
But it's something about putting it with the crab, right? Do you like, or you don't like it?
You know
I'm
what?
allergic
Crab
to
and
lobster.
lobster, which I love, by the way, it doesn't taste. It tastes like a ball of fat, even if you don't put butter on it, I feel like.
Oh,
right? There's
butter.
something like, it tastes fatty. I don't know what the fat content is in lobster. I never looked into it because I just don't want to.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss, but yeah, it's delicious.
The first time I tried lobster, I didn't think I liked lobster because I went to a place, there is such thing as good and bad lobster, right? So when you get lobster, here's a little tip. Get cold water lobster. Warm water lobster, a lot tougher, tends to be tougher, can be bad. Don't get the Caribbean lobster. Get Australian, get Maine,
I love
Canadian.
this first world problem discussion that we're having right now.
Well, I'm sorry,
Please,
Jimmy, you're
let
really
me
a man
tell you what
you're
type
usually
of
a man of the
lobster
people
you should
fighting
be
the
eating.
power, the cops are bad, but when it
like
comes to lobster.
I like food. You know what? It doesn't really cost that much to eat better. I mean, it doesn't. So you can get a good lobster, you can get a good crab, and those are indulgences that you got to treat yourself. You got to live life, right? Because this is it. There is no heaven or hell. You got to enjoy it now.